Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites. We give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. It's time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of The Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, then you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia. Available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. It takes place in 4 countries with 2 strangers and 1 target where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and is even loved by Hollywood celebrities including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Order Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, now available at Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give a shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international award-winning author Mian Mohsen Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia has garnered great reviews and even loved and enjoyed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today. Missing by Mian Mohsen Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Make sure you grab it before it goes missing. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn. And heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for some great gift ideas, including t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw bags, toe pillows, and more, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show merchandise section on the Mike Wagner Show podcast on Amazon. and coming soon to the MikeWagnerShow.com. And also for some great gift ideas, including hoodies, as well as, phone cases, t-shirts, and tank tops, a lot more. Go to Amazon.com and check out the Me and Mo Cinzia store and check out his books, Missing, Ones, Wrinkles, and More. And go to Amazon.com and check out the Me and Mo Cinzia store. Make sure you order today, and also support us generously at the MikeWagnerShow.com, and also support us on Anchor FM/support, and make sure you give a generous donation to PayPal at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do it today. We're here with a wonderfully very multi-talented singer, songwriter, and great musician who's out of Brooklyn. And she began her career in a Baptist church in St. Louis, and moved to New York to study music and got her master's in opera and played in the producers. And also, she also has also wrote a song about her self journey. So we'll talk about the album Ain't No Good Man. And also she also had some other musicals as writing too. And she also did her song with the Neville Brothers and also the Queen of Soul, Irma Thomas, and spent 7 weeks on Billboard charts. And she just has an amazing journey and talks about the album. And live from the Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Brooklyn, the very multi-talented singer, songwriter, and very wonderfully talented Lisa St. Louis. Lisa, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, Mike.
Well, it's a great to have you on board, Lisa. So basically, you began a career in a Baptist church in St. Louis. You moved to New York to study music, got your master's in opera. You ended up on Broadway in The Producers, which is a very great one as well, too. Love the Mel Brooks version. And also, you had some inspiration for your new album, Ain't No Good Man. And you also wrote another musical, and you also did the album with the Neville Brothers and the Queen of Soul and More, and spent 7 weeks in Billboard charts. And before we get into all that, Lisa, tell us how you first got started.
Well, I first got started really young, singing in the back seat of my mom's car, listening to Danny Bell and a bunch of great 70s music. My favorite, one of my favorites was Tina Turner. And I realized I had to sing. I started singing at my grandma's Baptist church, where they're very lenient there. They'll love you even if you don't sound so good. That's where I started singing. And just doing the basic hymns and moved on to trying to, do my own thing with the Mariah Carey tune, singing about Jesus instead of a guy. That was my big idea then in middle school. So that's where it began. And I've always had the dream. It's interesting to be a parent now and you have kids, they don't know what they want to do. And it's so shocking to me because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So that's interesting to me to see the perspective of my own kids growing up. But, that's how it started. I did. I sang in school and I did the musicals there. I went to college because I got a scholarship at Truman State University in Missouri. Because we didn't have a bunch of money growing up. So I just followed the money. And I loved it, but they were really pushy on doing classical. And
really,
I think a lot of people, that go through the university system, unless you go to a Berkeley or a conservatory, you really kind of, you get the liberal arts degree, but you also get pushed in the way of opera. And I liked it. I loved it. I could sing it. I won the award my junior year in college. And I thought, I guess this is what I'm going to do. So I decided to pursue that, went to Boston University School for the Arts and got the master's and absolutely hated it. Just
Really?
was done. I had it. That was it for me. And so, but the soul music in my heart, I'd always that was who I was. And I realized that I don't think I knew it. I don't think that I could sing in so many styles and I could do so many things that I never really honored that part of me in songwriting. And it wasn't until after I, came to New York and got on Broadway in The Producers and was married and had kids and realized that I wasn't doing what I loved anymore. And because of that whole experience, I came to know Tor through some producers meet and greets or whatever. And we started writing and I was going through divorce, and that's how our journey began as a collaborative couple. So we were doing some musical theater writing. And in that, one day you heard me sing something. He's like, whoa, you're a soul singer. And I go, am I? Is that what I am? And that's kind of where it began in this part of the story and getting into Ain't No Good Man. Everybody goes through their relationships in life. And, some continue on for 50, 60 years, and some, the chapter ends a lot earlier than you think it will. And that experience for me was tough. It was a tough go around. It was a tough journey to lose myself in something and lose myself in a man, and wake up and go, who am I? What am I doing? And where the hell am I going?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, we wanted to commemorate that and like mark that point in my life. And also at the same time, I realized, I'm not 20, I'm not even 30 anymore. And, do I even have a shot at this? And the answer is yes. And I think that's the reason why I had to keep pushing and get it finished and get it recorded in the way that we did, was to be that inspiration for other women and really anybody to not give up, to follow their heart and get it done, and see what happens. Because if you're not doing what you love, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. It's just like with the Geico lizard, the fact that I think of it's like, if you love what you're doing, it's not having a job. So,
yeah,
that sort of thing. But then you might catch the Geico lizard I think lost or whatever is on depression or something, but we're not going to get into that. But what was it one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing today?
Precise moment?
Yes,
I could tell you the precise moment of what influenced the album for sure. And that was moving to Brooklyn. And it was also, the whole, like, I was born in Neubauer, but I became a Rothhauser in my marriage. And I was like, there's something really, I can't keep these names. And I don't want to go back to my old name. I mean, it's basically the same name. It's a 3-syllable German name. Who do I want to be? And I realized, like, I'm from St. Louis. It'll always be a part of me. And I realized that I kind of became who I am going to be for the rest of my life in Brooklyn. Ironically, it's not in St. Louis, but it's because of St. Louis. So I became Lisa St. Lou here. And we were talking about that one night. We were walking to the bar. We go to Sonny's. It's this kind of a famous joint that a lot of people play in New York City. It's just so free and cool and right on the water in Red Hook. And we were sitting there one night having a drink at the bar, and I heard this music and I was like, God, who is that? I know who it isn't. I know it's not Aretha. I know it's not, I just knew that I've heard the song before, but I was like, who is this person? And Tor didn't even know. And we asked the bartender, who's playing right now? And she goes, oh, that's Miss Irma.
Miss Irma.
Miss Irma Thomas. And I said, who's that? And she said, this is the most played record in Sonny's, like, hands down. It's like, basically it's worn out. We play it every single day. It's our favorite here. It's just like legendary here. It's what we play. I was like, we have to find this Miss Irma. I immediately got the album, and Tor was like, oh, this is a bunch of Alan Toussaint songs. And I mean, I immediately connected with it. I connected with her sound, the whole thing. And I realized, oh my God, of course I know her because she's legendary and everybody knows these songs. And Tor's like, I know Ivan Neville. He knows everybody in New Orleans. We're going to get Irma on this album. And I'd already started writing It No Good Man. We didn't really finish the tune. And so one Christmas break, we sat down and basically just turned out the entire album. And it had that in mind, that whole swampy New Orleans feel, that gritty but amazing musicianship going on with heart and soul and guts and it had to feel that way. And so that's how it began. We finished it, I guess, almost all of it during that break. And then we had another, Miracle Motion was the last song we wrote. And we were lining it all up. We raised the money on Kickstarter, and that's how we got funded. And we got to New Orleans in the greatest studio I've ever been in, called The Parlor, and literally had the best music week of my life. Like, it was a dream come true. Not only to have Irma on it, but just have these legends playing on it and having that funky vibe that it needed. It just needed to have that. It needed to feel that way and be there and have that spirit embedded in it for it to be the thing that we wanted it to be. So.
And how'd you first come up with the ideas of going to New Orleans in the first place?
Well, it was really because of Irma. I mean, hearing that sound and knowing that is what we wanted, it was like we could find amazing musicians in New York. We have tons of friends that play. We have great studios to go to. But it was committing to that and having real New Orleans players and having Mark Mullen's horn section on that. I mean, it all had to fit like a puzzle that way. And that album was the real inspiration. That's what started the whole ball rolling. So.
hmm And of course, we'll talk about Ain't No Good Man in a few minutes, along with your other projects with some musicals and more. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-winning author Mia Molson Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you love Missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, and 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson Z has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Hollywood celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forge Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Molson Z, available on Amazon. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, and Apple. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, and heard worldwide on Geo 7, Radio Public, Himalaya, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, throw pillows, tote bags, and more, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for great gift ideas, including great books by me and Molson Zia, including hoodies, t-shirts, and more, go to Amazon.com and check out the Me and Molson Zia store. And make sure you order our products today. And also don't forget to give generously to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Also support us on Anchor FM and also PayPal at the Mike Wagner Show. Make sure you do it today. We're here with a singer, songwriter, very multi-talented Lisa St. Lou, Brooklyn, here on the Mike Wagner Show, and talk about the album Ain't No Good Man, which just as won rave reviews and more. You also worked with the Neville Brothers and Irma Thomas, and also get back to more of your music and also more of the album and musicals. Who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and musicians growing up?
Well, Aretha for sure. I mean, isn't she everyone's?
Getting a little R-E-S-P-E-C-T. You're right.
Absolutely. Whitney Houston. I mean, she's it. She's it in every way. There will never be a voice like that ever again. I mean, that woman, wow, she was it. And then Mariah Carey came up and I was like, oh, that's not Whitney, but it sounds like Whitney, but it's not Whitney. And I loved her high notes. I was like, oh, I'll check her out too. But I mean, I got to say, Harry Connick Jr. was going to be my husband, and that didn't happen.
Oh, really? I didn't.
No, I'm kidding. I hope you know that I'm kidding.
You got me that one. I think everybody wants to marry Harry. It's like not just a music, maybe for this.
I don't know about that. I mean, it was for the music. Let's be clear. But also, that when Harry Met Sally track came out, I was like, what is happening? It blew my mind. And that's kind of what led me to, falling in love with Frank Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald. I mean, that album just opened everything up for me as far as the greats. And I thank him for that. I mean, the love didn't last. He had to marry, a Victoria's Secret model, but I'm not bitter.
I'm sure something better will come around as well, too. And
better did come around. My guy, Tor Hyams.
What's that?
my collaborator and my love of my life, Tor Hyams, is basically my Harry. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, problem solved.
Problem solved.
Pretty much, yes. And of course, more about your album Ain't Good Man, No Good Man. You also had features Girl Get On, Hey, 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 Still Hanging On, and maybe tell us about some of the tracks you enjoy doing and what do you base your lyrics on?
Well, all the lyrics are based on personal experience. However, I have to say the highlights of the recording have to be, one of them has to, the all-time favorite moment was with Cyril Neville. I mean, he came in to do What You Gonna Do, and we originally didn't know who was going to sing it and duet with me on that. And we were talking about Dr. John, and it was like, oh, but he's busy and he's doing this and that, and he apparently listened to it, and we're like, well, we don't know what's going to happen. And Ivan was like, maybe my uncle will do it. We're like, what? So no, yeah, maybe my uncle will do it. We're like, right, okay. And then the next thing we know, he's sitting behind us for the last 20 minutes in the control room. We're like, oh, well, hello, Cyril Neville. And he was listening to what we had to do before he'd say he'd do it, which was very funny to me. So I guess we got the blessing because he was like, yeah, I'm going to take a look at the song you want me to do. Let me hear that. And he did. And he said, yeah. And the next day he came in and had it completely down. Like,
wow.
He did say, though, I mean, he did caveat before he started. He goes, man, this is a complicated composition because it changes and we had him doing some crazy stuff at the end. And what I love so much about it, honestly, besides the fact that I call him the walking Buddha, because he's so himself, he's so present and so just pure. He's just pure in every way. And I mean, I guess that's what you get when you sing like that your entire life. And when you're one of the fathers of funk, but he just loved the song. He was such a professional, and what he gave was so different than what we'd written. Like his interpretation was just what Cyril had to do with it, and you couldn't write that. There's no way we could have thought of him and then just tried to write how he'd do it. That's not happening. He is Cyril, and so he did his thing with it. I'm like, oh my God, he phrased it like that. That's so great. And it was like a master's degree in being you. And I loved watching him work. And he was such a gracious man. And my favorite moment was when Tor said to him, what do you think of a woman in her 40s trying to make it in this business? And Cyril said, well, shit, I ain't listening to her age. I mean, that was it. I mean, that was basically the quote for the whole album and the whole raison d'être that I'm here. It's why I'm here. It's why I'm doing it. It's why I didn't just, go get divorced and start a new career in, I don't know, real estate. I mean, I can't do anything, Mike. There's nothing else I can do. This is what I was supposed to do my whole life. So I got to do it.
I think the way you're talking as well, too, when this album takes off, looks like you will get into real estate, like buy some land, build your own studio, a playground or something, throw in a few animals, have a party. It's like anything is possible. I got to say that.
Oh, my God. Your lips to God's ears.
I don't know if I go far on that one, but I've got plenty of real estate right here, which is called my studio. So
great.
Yes, that's right. And of course, you also wrote another musical as well, too, called Stealing Time. And tell us more about that.
That musical was our first musical together. Tor and I, we were writing about our experience, basically, in being in both in separate relationships that we knew were not going to be forever. And it was the defining, I guess, the thing that took us into our collaboration. I was going to produce for him. That's how we sort of started working together. And I'm a terrible producer. I can't say like no to anybody. I have to be everybody's friend. And you just can't do that when you're producing, especially like theater. And I didn't, I was trying to write my own stuff on the side, and he had these songs, but he didn't have words to them. And so I was going to help him try to get a showcase or something. And he sat down to the piano and started playing what is now the title track to Stealing Time. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It sounds a little too 70s.
Don't tell that to James Taylor and the Eagles and those guys, or Leland Sklar. Like, don't tell it to them, or even Carole King. Well,
listen, it's a little more Doobie Brothers, if you ask me. But
yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, because who doesn't love the Doobie Brothers? It just didn't feel, I don't know, it felt a little, he grew up in the 70s. He's a little bit older than me, not much, but that's in his veins, right? And it was just coming out, a couple of chord changes here and there. I was like, why don't you do this? And he looked at me and goes, I don't write with singers.
Oh, jeez. Slap.
How we started. And then I sang what I was saying. He was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I do. And so that's how that whole story began. And it was really about the title track of Stealing Time was really the inspiration that kicked off the rest of the show, which is, it's when you have those moments where you're in pure love, and when you can't be in real life because you're trying to explore something that, you don't know what it's going to be yet, and time stops. And we said it feels like we're stealing it. And that's how it all began. And if you really Google it, you Google what stealing time really means, it means like people are pretending to clock in at their job, and they clock in earlier than they actually start working. But that's not the point of the show.
Right.
So,
we know exactly what you mean. It can steal anything too. It takes on a lot of things. It's not literal.
It does.
Right.
It does. But we really love the idea of the quantum physics aspect of time and space, and sort of incorporated that a little bit into the show, is like when time stops, but it doesn't really, but it feels that way, and what happens in that moment. And really, like, the moment that happens in your life where you just, are you going to go back and just stay in what you think is a secure situation that and it feels comfortable, but is not right in your guts? Or are you going to jump off the cliff and see what happens? It's scary as, I don't know if I can cuss here, so I'm not going to, but scary as F.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you mean. It's encouraging people to break out of the comfort zone. That's the whole thing.
And it's hard. It's hard when you have children. It's hard to, when you've gotten into something and yet you're not who you are. And so we were both in that place when we met. And so that's what pushed us to write that. And we premiered it at NYMF, New York's Musical Theater Festival, which I think is now defunct. And it was, that was our first endeavor. We've done a ton of writing since. I mean, we have a play going up at Portland Stage in Portland, Maine in January. It's a world premiere. And it's called Senior Living. And there's some songs in it, but it's mostly a play with some music. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's basically the same story. It's the same, even if you're older. We wanted to take the older population because it's one of the most, marginalized groups. We all talk about marginalized groups in our world every day now, but older people are the most marginalized group. Mm-hmm. And we just forget about them. And we just don't even think about them as humans after a while because they're not consumers. They're not spending money. So we wanted to, he woke up one morning, he's like, I'm writing a play. And he had like 20 pages. He woke up at like 4 a.m. and wrote this. I'm like, great. Wow. Why don't you go write this play? I don't need to be a playwright. And then the next I read it was amazing. And then of course I'm changing everything because, that's what we do. And then the next morning I woke up with this huge download of a monologue about it. Like when people say you've got it, you've got the it factor, and how when you're a woman, especially in the biz, what that means over time, because you don't always have your looks forever and you don't always have your voice forever. So who are you at the end of the day when it's all said and done? And so that was I guess I'm writing a play with you tour. So that's how that happened.
That is rather interesting. And where can we find, all your works, your album, and everything else? Where can we find all that?
You can, anything that's musical theater or theater related is at torandlisa.com. TORANDLISA, torandlisa.com. We have a bunch of stuff on there, and all of our catalog is there. And so as far as Ain't No Good Man is concerned, everything that I've been doing as a soul singer and a writer is at lisastlou.com. All the music from Ain't No Good Man is on Spotify and Apple, anywhere you can stream. We're also selling some limited pressings of vinyl that we did. We pressed 300. You can get that on my website if you're inclined to have a vinyl pressing. But yeah, that's it's all out there. It's easy to find. All the deal.
Mm-hmm. That sounds very amazing too. And of course, vinyl's the way to go these days. And we encourage everybody to get back into vinyl. So do so.
I agree.
Yes, that's right. And I still have my vinyl collection from way back when too. So it's like, I'm not giving it up yet. And my daughter's got it. So it's like, yeah, just don't give up your vinyl, guys. Believe me.
Don't give up the vinyl, baby. It's back.
Oh, that's a new song you could write. Don't give up the vinyl. I think that's a good one. We just came up with it.
I love it. Do I have to give you credit on that, Mike?
If you want, sure. I don't care. Just don't give up the vinyl.
Great. The message is enough. I love it.
Well, we'll put that in what's coming up in 2021 and more for Lisa St. Lou. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Z of Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the singer, songwriter, very multi-talented Lisa St. Lou after this time out.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionsea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple, and more. Coming soon to Podbean, Buzzsprout, Pandora, and TuneIn, where The Mike Wagner Show interviews great guests, cool conversation, lots of laughs, coffee, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device, subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, and follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today.
Hey, this is Ray Powers. And if there's one thing you can count on in these unpredictable times, it's that you're in good hands getting some great radio, courtesy of The Mike Wagner Show.
We're back with singer, songwriter, multi-talented Lisa St. Louis here on The Mike Wagner Show, talking about her experience on Broadway, being in The Producers, also Stealing Time, and her new album, Ain't No Good Man. You're also on Spotify and all the streaming platforms. And what can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Lisa?
We are, during COVID, we wrote the sophomore album. So that has been written. We just need to record that. So that's hopefully going to be happening very soon in Brooklyn or Queens, depending on which studio we're gonna choose. But so yeah, we're gonna be recording the second album. That's gonna come out hopefully in January of 2022. I can't believe we're saying 2022 already, but we are. And again,
we look forward to 2021. I think what was that since March of 2020?
Right? I mean, can you believe? I mean, I'm just glad my kids are going to school right now and we've got vaccinated and we're, we have plans. We might get on a plane soon. We might.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
That's what's coming up. We've got the second album and our play goes up. I think I mentioned Senior Living is going to world premiere at Portland Stage in Portland, Maine in January of 2022 now. It was supposed to happen this past January, but as we know, nothing happened this past January.
Right. Yeah. Like everything else.
And we have a gig in Paris. So that's coming up soon in July.
Nice.
And we're preparing for that now. I'm brushing up my French, my Francais, and working on some tunes, some standards like Joe Dassin. These boots are made for walking in French, things like that. Tu peux en français?
Try saying that in French. So these boots are made for walking. Can you do it, Nancy?
Right? Sing it in French, Nancy. Go.
There you go. Exactly. I'm sure she's doing it right now.
Yeah.
And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Lisa?
Aside from Harry. Harry Connick Jr., I would have to say Whitney and Aretha and Tina. Whitney, Aretha, and Tina. Those are the three ladies. A little bit of Celine Dion sprinkled in there, I got to tell you. And it's funny because people always say, you sound like Linda Ronstadt. And I get why they say that. But yeah, I would have to say me as an artist and me what I listened to and what I gravitated towards and what I mimicked and now is, somewhere inside of my coat of many colors, as Dolly Parton would say. Those are the ones. And yeah, Linda, I'll take it. She was hot stuff.
Sounds amazing too. And yes, heart like a wheel. That's right. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
I mean, I know it's cliche, but I got to say it. Never give up. I mean, I know it, people say it, you've seen every aphorism in every way, but it's truly, I know it's hard. And to take one step at your dream every single day, doing something, even if it's just like writing down 4 lines of a chorus, or even just taking a brainstorm of ideas, if that's what you need to do, just do it. Just do one little thing every day to make it happen, because it can. And I think it's hard to even just get up and try sometimes, but I'm living proof. Just do the work, people, and you can get there.
Tried and true. That's the best thing. Once again, with singer, songwriter, multi-talented Lisa St. Lou with her album Ain't No Good Man on Mike Wagner Show. Lisa, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. And do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you back on in 2021 and beyond. Don't forget to keep in touch. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your works?
Am I supposed to say all that right now? Oh, okay. LisaSt.Lou.com. I'm smiling. LisaSt.Lou.com. Spotify, Lisa St. Lou. Ain't No Good Man is all over the place. Apple Music, vinyls on the website. If you love our musicals and our plays, just go to TorandLisa.com. We're all over the place. You know how it is.
Yes, it is. And well said, Lisa. Once again, Lisa St. Louis here on the Mike Wagner Show. Lisa, very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Just keep us up to date and love to have you back on. And don't forget to keep in touch. You've been absolutely terrific.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
Hey, everybody. My name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real-life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. You know, it talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Sonic Web Studios specializes in custom web design, app development, social networking, search engine optimization, domain registration, email marketing, online stores, and more. Since our birth, we have been designing and developing immaculate websites and providing web solutions which are a cut above the rest. As a leading web designing enterprise, we have a team of extremely talented web designers who are well-focused and have the experience of working on multiple web developing platforms such as PHP, Magento, custom WordPress, and more. Sonic Web Studios has been helping businesses of all kinds, whether big, small, established, or startup, impress their audiences with exemplary web solutions. We don't just create beautiful and functional websites, we give you a complete online solution with the main goal of enhancing your yearly revenues. We aim to give your business the online exposure and brand acknowledgement that will help you in achieving increased conversions leading to profitable sales. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.